Welcome back. Today, let's talk about the Agile Manifesto, what it is and why it's important for you to understand what it says. The Agile Manifesto has been written by a couple of guys more than 2 decades ago, and it describes principles and values that are important when you want to develop modern software that solves a business need, that helps a customer, and people don't burn out doing the work developing this software. I tell you what I mean. The first part of the manifesto says we value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. And with all these four things, with all these four sentences, the guys who wrote this acknowledge that there is value on the items on the right, this over process and tools. So of course, there is some value in processes and having tools and processes defined. But they said we value the items on the left more. We value individuals and interactions more over processes and tools. And this first value is kind of, easy to get, probably, right? Because valuing people more than processes and tools is all about people who are responding to business needs, people who drive the development process, people who talk to the customer, and people like the customer themselves talking back and telling you what they need, what they want, what they think they want. If it's the other way around, if you've got the processes first and the tools, and you need to sort of, invent the ways around to satisfy the process and to use the tool that's already there without thinking really too much about it, whether that's actually the right tool for the job, you tend to get into trouble, right? That's why individuals and interactions are valued more in this Agile Manifesto than processes and tools. Next part, working software over comprehensive documentation. Working software is more important than comprehensive documentation. What's meant by that? Well, again, if you scroll back a couple of decades to the beginning of the software industry, really enormous amounts of time were spent documenting the product for the development, documenting what, at the time was thought to be necessary in order to satisfy the customer, right? Technical specifications, requirements documents, prospectus, interface design documents, test plans, documentation plans. There's very, very, very many different types of documentation was built and was written before the first line of code was ever written, right? And Agile sort of, again, says, well, we don't eliminate documentation completely, but we streamline it in a way that the developer knows what's needed without getting bogged down. But we sort of understand that it's important to produce working software as quickly and as soon as possible, because only working software you can give then to a customer and he can react to it. He can see what it feels like, scroll around on the touch screen or click on the mouse or enter some data via the keyboard. This is more important because it gives you more direct ideas and feeling and feedback about whether you're going into the right direction or not. And you can design and document all you want when the thing that you see on the screen is not what's helping you, regardless of whether it was documented exactly and specified exactly like it is right now. If it doesn't really help you because it was difficult to understand what it's going to be like when you were writing a document, versus now you see it in front of you and you see it on the screen and you can talk about it. That's a completely different thing there. So working software is more important than comprehensive documentation. That's the second value here in the Agile Software Development Manifesto. The third one is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So negotiation is the time when the customer and the product manager or the guy or girl responsible for being the other side of this communication here, when they talk about the details of the delivery, right? And you negotiate in a way that you sort of, again, specify in a contract, in a written form, what needs to be done. And while this is important to sort of give everybody a feeling of what's the details of the terms, the financial terms, the deadlines, or whatever it is, that need to be specified and then that need to be agreed on upon. But more important is actually collaborating with the customer during the development itself. Showing him or her, again, ahead of time, as soon as possible, something that's working, or working software. And then he collaborates with you, with the team, with the software team, creating this product. He collaborates, or she, in a way that they give feedback, right? They say, well, okay, I like that, and that has value for me. That's cool. I'll continue in that way. Or actually, no, that was not the way that I was expecting it to be developed. Let's change that. Or now that I see what you've done, let's reprioritize the two other things that I said I definitely need. I don't think I need them anymore, because now I see on the screen that it's already enough for me. But let's put something else there in the spot that I thought we're going to do next. So let's deliver and create something else there. Customer collaboration. We're collaborating with the customer during the development, and not stick to a contract that specifies exactly what needs to be done at one point in time. And it brings me to the fourth and final part of this Agile Manifesto already, which is responding to change over following a plan. And again, responding to change, we value the item on the left more than the item on the right. There's some sense and plans have some meaning there, and it's okay to create them. But it's more important in the term of agile software development to respond to change, to see and react to something that we've identified along the way. Because it's when you compare that to the old way of doing development, software development, the waterfall model. Waterfall model meant that you specify at first everything that you want to have done. You create lots of different documents there, and until these documents are signed off, no single line of code is written. And then only when this first part, this first phase is finished, then you're going to write the code. And only when the code is finished, then you're going to write some tests and you fix some bugs, and then you deliver it, and then it goes into production. But you don't have any feedback cycles there. Responding to change was never the idea of the waterfall model. Waterfall means, well, you've got the first stage, and then you've got the water flowing into the second stage, and only when it's finished there, you've got the water flowing into the third stage, and so on. And the Agile Manifesto says, no, we need to respond to change. It's nice to have a plan, but we need to be able to adapt it and to change it and to learn from the feedback and the results that we get along the way. Okay, so Agile Manifesto for software development, or the Manifesto for Agile Software Development, you can read more about that at agilemanifesto.org. And chances are that you will come across these values and these principles in one way or another in your career in software development.